The Nelspruit Magistrates Court has been evacuated after a bomb threat. The former Mpumalanga MEC Mandla Msibi was appearing in the dock alongside two other suspects. This case is about 2 counts of murder and attempted murder. Msibi's axing was announced in a media briefing held by the province's premier. Lindo Gutlekulu, our reporter, is following this case for us and is in Mbombela this hour here on the Midday View. Lindo Gutle, just tell us first what happened in court. I mean, let's just begin there with this drama of a bomb threat or a bomb scare.
Well, Praten, inside court, the state had just started with making its case. This is during the bail application of Mandla Msibi as well as 2 others of his co-accused. But just a few questions into the evidence of the state while the investigating officer was on the stand tabling his evidence. The magistrate then adjourned the court, went out, and in a few minutes came back and said there is a bomb threat and therefore everyone needs to evacuate. That was the end of what was happening inside court. That was the end of the case. But outside, everyone was just evacuating the building. It was not just the courtroom that we were in, it was the entire court that has since been evacuated. We are outside right now and we want to get more details, but then in terms of that particular bomb threat. Before I take you to what looks like outside, let me just bring in Babu Donald Mdluli from South African Police Services here in Mpumalanga. Thank you so much, Babu Mdluli, for joining us. First of all, tell us about this bomb threat. When was this information received, and what is the validity of it?
Indeed, when the court proceeded, where the bail application was being heard, we received a bomb threat, and after receiving it, we then shared the information with the officials as the magistrate decided to adjourn. Because of the safety of the officials as well as the public, we had to make sure that everyone is evacuated. Currently, we have roped in the stakeholders that are going to deal with this, including the bomb squad who came with the dog unit. So currently, the situation is being assessed.
There are people outside here, obviously supporters of Babu Msibi, that are saying this is not true. But is this bomb threat valid? And more importantly, the question is, where is this information coming from?
Yes, whenever we get such threats, we take it into consideration the danger that might go with it. So we cannot take it for granted, because we are talking about people's life here, and we might take it for granted, then at the end of the day find that somebody loses his or her life. So we are considering that. At the moment, I cannot share the details with regard to where this is coming from, but it will form part of this probe where we are checking the information, verifying, checking whether it's true or not, and we are also going to get the information as to exactly where did it originate from. But at the end of the day, the threat is there. It has been brought to our attention, and we needed to take action with regard to that.
Just very quickly, what is expected to happen today in terms of the probing of this? We do know that you're saying you've brought in a unit that will be able to check, but what is expected to happen in the next hour or so?
In the next hour, I can indicate that, as you can see, that the members are already in here. We are going to be guided by the findings thereafter. Then they are going to advise accordingly. Then from there, we are taking it from that report that are going to be brought by these members after the investigation.
Can we expect that security will be beefed up even without the bomb threat being validated as true? But can we expect that this, because of this high-profile case, that security, especially from SEPs, will be beefed up?
Yes, we have actually indicated, even in the last interview that I just said, that our members are on the ground, because we, given the magnitude of this case, the members are already here. However, we are always assessing and checking whether we can beef up. That will depend on our assessment. But so far, everything is in order. We didn't have incident that can warrant maybe more and more beefing up of the security. However, our members are on the ground.
All right, thank you so much, Babu Mhluli from South African Police Services here in Mpumalanga, giving us a sense of the fact that they will be probing who issued out this notice of a bomb threat. But more than anything, they're saying in the next hour, they'll be checking whether it is true or not. I want to bring your attention to this side. Lingendabambi will turn, Praten, and you are seeing that there are also a K9 unit that's been brought here. The gentleman in a jumpsuit of the South African Police Services is also one of the people that we understand is from those that will be checking the bomb, but also there are court officials within that mix. But what Ling, I think, is showing you right now is that a dog that we understand will be used to check the validity and also sniff around in terms of finding a bomb. But we understand that will be happening in about an hour's time or so. But after that, then we understand that there will be then an advice coming from those that will be checking the bomb whether court will be able to proceed or not today.
Yeah, and besides that police presence there and the presence of the K9 unit with a sniffer dog that's going to be checking if the building is safe. I mean, there have been members of the ANC and people from Mpumalanga who are supporting Mr. Msibi there. Can you just give us a sense of what kind of support we've seen today outside court before the evacuation due to this bomb threat? Linda Guhle, very briefly.
Well, there is support from Babu Mandla Msibi, in fact, bigger than what we've seen yesterday. It does seem that they have been managed to mobilize, but what has happened since they were stationed outside the entrance of the Nelspruit Magistrates Court, the leadership has since been able to speak to them to say that they must move back a bit. But some of the visuals Lingendabambi is showing you is the police that are stationed here that have also managed to convince them to move towards the other side of the street. There are negotiations left, right and center here. Some of them leadership, some of the court officials as well as police. But I can tell you that the crowds have since been able to be convinced to be on the other side of the street. But they are here. They are saying that there is no bomb threat, but nonetheless, they were able to move away from the scene as some of the checking of the bomb is expected to happen in the next few minutes or so.
Thank you very much, Linda Guhle on the ground there in Nelspruit outside the local magistrates court.